Welcome to day 2 of the Be Whole Challenge, where we are looking at different ways to love and appreciate our body. So, thank you to those of you who kicked off the challenge yesterday with your posts about the different ways that you love your mind. If you weren't able to post on yesterday, no worries. You can post today. Post 2 things if you'd like, and then continue on with the challenge. So before I begin to share some tips on different ways to tend to the body, give the body some attention, I wanted to share a little bit about my journey in learning how to love and accept and appreciate my body. So I grew up in church, and really the way that I took a lot of the teachings, it left me feeling like the body was bad, the flesh was bad. You were to, deny the flesh. And, girls were to cover up and close your legs, and, not anything sex related was wrong, unless it was marriage, right? And I wanted to please God, and I wanted to be a good girl, and so I followed, what I was told. And then also, when I was a child, I was sexually violated, right? So when you have an experience like that, as a way to get through it, to survive, if you will, sometimes you begin to disconnect from your body, or you go to a place in your mind so you don't have to remember what you experienced. And so I think I did that. I wanted to forget it. And in doing that, I really disconnected from my body. And so it really wasn't until I began practicing yoga a couple of years ago and was guided through connecting with my breath and asked to pay attention to the different sensations in my body, that I realized how disconnected I was from my own body. And I think that a lot of times as women, we are taught that our bodies are not our own, that they belong to our husbands, or they belong to the children that we carry or nurse. And it makes it difficult for you, really, I think, to love and appreciate and honor your body, because if you're doing it just for someone else, it can be exhausting, And I think it's important for us to know that our bodies belong to us first. They belong to ourselves first. And when we begin to be the priority, for why we're doing what we're doing, I think that we can experience more joy, more pleasure in whatever it is that we're doing. So when we look at taking care of the body, obviously we're going to look at physical activity and movement, right? Oftentimes we look at exercise as a way to change us, right? We're not happy with the way that we look. So I'm working out because I want to be better, right? As opposed to doing it as an act of self-love, right? If you really accepted who you are today, and it's nothing wrong with looking in the mirror and saying, hey, when I think about myself, like this doesn't match with who it is, that I want to be. And this is what I'm going to do about it, as opposed to like looking in the mirror and hating what you see, and I'm, kind of torturing yourself to get the results. Taking exercise and movement as a time to spend with yourself, connect with yourself, love on yourself. So if you already are working out, maybe try to add some affirmations to your workout and really bring it back to a place of loving appreciation, loving the body, appreciating the body, right? So we can also look at the foods that we eat. Again, seeing what you eat as a way to show love to yourself, instead of looking at it as something where you deny yourself certain things or you torture yourself by not allowing yourself to have certain things. Because someone who really cares for themselves will begin to create more balance. And it's not about like never having the things that you want, but understanding, like it's okay to have a cookie, but if I eat the whole bag of cookies, isn't that could be overindulgence, and that isn't really an act of love. So looking at it from that place, as opposed to food being good or bad. We can also look at connecting to nature, right? So another way to connect to yourself, your body, is by spending time in nature, making sure that you give yourself the sun that you need, allowing yourself to walk on the grass barefooted. It's through this that we can really begin to connect to the physical body and use that as a means to connect to spirit, connect to the divine, right? So oftentimes, well, for me, I'll say that I think for many years I valued spiritual things more so than physical things, like material things, the physical world, right? And what I'm learning is that has limited me, because it says that the spiritual being that I am is more important than the physical being. But that soul chose this body. That soul of mine chose to come down here and be human like this here, as Denise. And so to disregard her and disregard what is here for her to enjoy isn't very loving. And so beginning to see the world and the joys of life as something to be enjoyed, and not something that you need to, run away from or not value, and another thing is, especially if you have been touched inappropriately, or you've had this belief that your body belongs to, your husband. One of the ways that you can begin to start connecting with your body for you is through touch, understanding that there is such thing as sacred touch, loving touch. And it doesn't have to be from someone else, that you touching your own self in whatever way you'd like. This is a way for you to connect to your own body, to feel safe in your own body, to know that your body is yours first and to be enjoyed by you. And, if you feel the need to share, her with someone else, that you get to, but she is for you first. And I think the last thing, I will add is dance, right? So allowing yourself to move for you, right? So not necessarily just to dance with someone else and all that comes with that, but really creating, that special moment with yourself. These are ways that you can connect to yourself more deeply, right? And it actually helps you in connecting with others, right? You understanding what you need, what you like. It helps you when you're in relationship with other people. So I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear your feedback, your ahas, your questions. So make sure as you listen to the replay that you put those things in the comment section. Can't wait to see your post today. And until tomorrow, be whole, be loved, be free. Peace.